All right, everybody, we are back live this early Sunday morning here in Atlanta. And I have the good brother, Grandmaster Amin Rahh, who's in Kenya, in Mombasa, Kenya. And I know a lot of people, a lot of brothers have been asking me, Dynas, do they have child support in Africa? Because child support and alimony is killing me here in America. And this is in no way, this video we're doing is in no way to I guess give brothers the idea that they can skip out on child support and alimony in America, or at least at least the child support portion. So the alimony part, I think a lot of women, not even think they do, abuse that and exploit that. Me personally, I think when we talk about political issues, child support and alimony should be the number one issue on the table for Black men, because I see a lot of good Black men who are being exploited by this unfair child support and alimony system. So Amin Rahh, who is in Mombasa, been in Mombasa, Kenya for what, almost like 25 years now?
Yeah, 20 years, 21.
21 years now. We're just going to go in on the differences between African child support and alimony and African American child support and alimony, because when I bring it up to my African friends, they think I'm playing and I'm lying. Like, there's no way a system like that is going on in America. I'm like, yes. They said that no, it would never happen in Africa. So let me read this article real quick, Jesse, Grandmaster. So Jesse Williams, who about 2 years ago was Black America's favorite friend because he said Black women were magical. Now this Black woman, his ex-wife, is getting $50,000 a month from him. That's magical. That's Black girl magic right there. Jesse Williams and his estranged wife, Ann Drake Lee, have reached a new spousal support agreement. Beginning January 1st, 2018, Williams, 36, has agreed to pay Drake Lee $50,695 per month in spousal support. According to the court documents obtained by People, Williams will also pay her $33,242 for the month of December 2017. The documents state that Drake Lee, let me put this down. The documents state that Drake Lee shall be responsible for and shall timely pay all expenses relating to the party's family residence, including the mortgage, property taxes, and home equity line. Additionally, the stipulation states that Drake Lee will get half of the Grey's Anatomy star's residual for work done from September 1st, 2012 through April 10th, 2017. Damn, so she's getting what we call a mailbox check. All she has to do, Amin Rahh, is check the mail and there would be a fat ass check. That is Black girl magic. That's Black girl magic. And he will pay her $50,000 in advance for her lawyer's fees and costs. After 5 years of marriage, the former couple, who shares daughter Sadie, 4, and son Maceo, 27 months, filed for divorce in April 2017. This past summer, the pair was granted joint legal custody of their 2 children. So they have joint custody of their 2 children, Amin Rahh, but he still has to pay $50,000 a month plus his residuals from his sitcom or his TV show he did called Grey's Anatomy. Ain't that some shit, Amin Rahh? Now that's Black girl magic. A judge signed the order on August 30th, just days after the former couple attended their hearing on child custody, child visitation, and co-parenting matters regarding their children. August 24th, according to court documents obtained by People, Aaron is pleased to have an arrangement that will provide stability and continuity for the children so that their best interests are the highest priority, Drake Lee's attorney, Jill Hurst, said in a statement to People at the time. Now, do your kids, okay, for stability, need $50,000 a month? I'm wrong.
Okay. Yeah, I'm listening to this, and what I can really say, being away from the system for so long, that we are been conditioned to believe that there is such a thing as justifiable child support based on court, what the court decides. We've been conditioned. This is the way we've been conditioned that HIV causes AIDS, and AIDS is there in this area too. And I say that because I remember a time when child support was not like this. It wasn't like what it is today. And another problem that we have is that Black people are conditioned, and then they believe it. That's the thing. So you believe it, but because you've been conditioned to believe that there's some justification for the government to interfere in your relationship between you and your female partner. Now that may sound like a lot of money, 50,000 shillings, but there are some people that are paying.
No, this is USD. This is USD. This is 50,000 USD, but 50,000 shillings would be a lot too.
Yeah, 50,000. Yeah, $50,000 may seem like a lot of money.
A month. That's a lot.
There are some people that are paying 600-700 shillings, even as low as $600-700, even $300, and they can't afford it. It's like, that's like a $50,000 to them. 700 shillings really them into poverty. Majority. You may get a big case like this every once in a while, and high five to the prosecutors that the welfare officers that create these type of cases. But the vast majority of the, I would say, hundreds of millions, if not $1 billion dollars that people are paying, and so many Black men are paying, makes that $50,000 is just a drop in the bucket. And talking with them, these brothers are going through this, and it's an embarrassment for a lot of brothers, because of the stigma of the deadbeat dad stigma. So you're left really not even want to discuss it. Before in one of my videos that we Black men tend to act independently, beat the system. If we don't tell anybody what's going on, and then we beat the system, and the next thing you know, they see us driving around in a big car, got a new house, and we have beat the system. And no, and this thing is, there are a lot of brothers that have it that don't want to talk about it. They try to keep it a secret. And this is who I'm talking to. And you're wondering which way, which way you should think about it. And the problem comes down to, did I do something wrong to justify the court to put this penalty on me? And they say the ignorance of the law is no excuse. But if you don't know something and you're following your natural, basic human nature experiences given to you by nature, that when you get close to a woman, things happen. Government has done over the years is so brilliant, because they have taken our most natural human acts, sex, and found a way in one of these many think tanks that they have to figure out how they could get money out of us based on us simply following that natural response. First of all, the goddamn government doesn't even give education about how to deal with relationships in school. So they're setting us up to fail. Letting us come into court the same way the policemen are arresting brothers on the street. Happy to let us come into court and fool us into believing that, fool us to allow the government to get into our personal life. And once you say okay, or once you stood up and say, the wrong thing in court, because the court will take it as you can't handle it, and the court will take it over and will treat you like a child and tell you what you will do and what you will not do. And the Constitution of the United States clearly said that you can't be arrested and put in jail for a debt.
But with child
And I
support,
know they're putting you in jail because of contempt of court. And this is just another think tank remedy that they've come up with to try to exercise a way to get us to pay. So yeah, the industry is going to boom like that, and guys are going to continue to fall victim to it. So other young brothers are going to come up and fall victim to it because they're not aware. We have the problem in the Black community is that we don't talk about it, and we don't tell each other about it.
So Jesse Williams, he was known for speaking out. Hey, there's an echo. Is that on your end?
No, I don't have an echo.
Okay.
But
All right.
I
Jesse
hear it.
Williams was known for speaking out on behalf of Black women. He supported the Black Girls Magic movement uh, and pretty much was very vocal in regards to supporting Black women. So now a Black woman hits him over the head for, we'll just go ahead and say, with his royalties from Grey's Anatomy, maybe $60,000 a month. Okay, and Black women aren't speaking out on behalf for him, basically saying that this is just too much. And I understand when people say that you have to maintain a lifestyle, but $60,000 a month, I think that's excessive in regards to maintaining a lifestyle. Because Jesse Williams didn't seem like a guy that was out here running around, rolling around in Lamborghinis and Phantoms and all this other crazy stuff. Like he had just this just rich lifestyle. He looked like he was very frugal. So why?
Yeah, okay.
Why let me ask you. Okay, let me ask you this, Rahh. Why don't Black women speak out in regards to? Because I'm telling you, Black women, what they will do, or women in general, not even Black women, women in general, they will get together in circles and come up with ways and plans on how they can squeeze child support and alimony out of their exes. Why don't they come together and call out the women who are exploiting the system and also help change the system? Because it makes no sense. If you have joint custody with your kids, why should you be paying this unreasonable amount of money? What are your thoughts on that, Rahh?
Okay, first of all, Black American women, not all of you, are bringing the whole community down with this idea of they want to be head of some sort of family. They've been doing this women's movement for so many decades, and the result of it is
Grandmaster, you're going in and out.
Okay, I can hear myself, but I'm the one talking.
Okay, well, go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's better. That's better. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So Black American women have been attempting to be, in the forefront or the leaders. And you have this thing of the gender wars. You have this thing of women believing that they can live without a man. And we all know those the stories that are going on, and really affect the natural flow of a man and a woman coming together in a relationship, or in a boyfriend and girlfriend type of atmosphere. This thing of being in control and being backed by the court system and the general laws of the society is killing us. I mean, 75% of households, if it's that much, or if it's more, being headed by females has gotten us the removal of Black communities all through the country. Black men are not going to forego their nature. They're still going to have sex, however it's going to come about. A young, vibrant brother is going to have sex some kind of way. You take them to go outside of the Black community and deal with other women, or you or you know, masturbate or whatever. This thing is a natural process. Not taught this in school, so many people don't understand it. But it's a natural process, and it has to take place in a normal man. Like you and I are athletes, so you see, our ability to, we have much more of a stronger ability to, have sex and and be vibrant, and these urges come. The need to be first, the need to be a winner, and to be a controller of women. Many of us believe that the way to do that is through dominating her in sex. But the problem is, has tricked out a way to interfere in there. And this is the case with many black women don't understand. Black women have ruined it. I mean, they ruined it. Their men are basically running away from them. You see, in Africa, we don't have that type of problem. Are enjoy the position that they have. They have a role to play. Just as the black man, African man, has a role to play. That the majority of women say, "Well, I can do work that a man can do." Construction sites. No, you will not. Women are doing the same jobs as men, and no one is portraying that on television. No one is giving like a women's lib movement in the media, so everybody is just happy. And they enjoy their roles. Men are the controllers of the families 100%. See, so this is not a case in Africa, and that is because of media. The media is what causes, and the media is run by the government, and these government think tanks create this atmosphere and thoughts in our people.
Okay. So, how is child support and alimony handled in a place like Kenya, where you're at? Like, how does it work?
Okay, I don't know much about the child support. I had this girlfriend of mine who was leaving her husband after he refused to pay school fees, and the kids kept getting kicked out of one school after another.
And that's here in Kenya.
And then,
that's here in Kenya. That's Kenya. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, it's in Kenya. Yeah, the same. So she wanted to take him to FEMA.
Okay.
And this place called FEMA, and during our talks, she would tell me what was the step. I asked her, well, what happened with the FEMA people? And they said she had to give him a letter, and she had to do most of the footwork herself. And then if he didn't respond to the letters, he would go. They could take him to court because he was keeping his kids out of school, his daughter and his son. And the lady was got tired of it, and she moved out, and she left him with the children. Now that's another thing that happens here in Africa. You have to realize that in some tribes, the children will always stay with the mother. Kikuyu's the mother is not. Kikuyu mom is not going to let go of her children for no reason. She'd rather die than leave them children with the man. But then you have other tribes that it's very much traditional, like a Kamba tribe. When she leaves, thing on you, brother. She leaves you with kids, everything. You see, and she just goes with the clothes on her back, and she goes and starts a new life, gets other children, and life continues. So this is an issue. These are the things that take place in Africa. Acknowledgeable about the tribe woman that you're dealing with, because certain tribes, like if you don't pay a diary, you don't own the children. This is another part of a tribal thing. So no matter what you do with your children, if you're not paid dowry for the woman, then the family can just take your kids and walk off with them. See, so I don't see many. I mean, I don't hear of any cases like that so much. A friend who had a wife and kids. Not seen him for many years. Then when I saw him again, I went to his house and he had a new wife and she was pregnant, and I was like, I wanted to ask, what happened to so and so and your kids? But you could just realize what had happened. The family, they kept it on the down low, and the man just restarted all over again. Now, what he pays for his kids, I don't know, and I don't think that he pays because of his tribe. I think the woman just took the kids, and her family will raise them, and he won't be a part of that. Those kids raising.
So
So this is a bit.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, okay. I have a situation here myself.
Mm-hmm.
When I came to, well, there's two things. When I came to Africa, when I came to Africa, I came with my Kenyan lady. We had children. Unfortunately, died at 5 years old, and we had a daughter. And then we stayed together for so many years, and then we broke up. She left the area without even telling me. Took my kids and everything,
Mm-hmm.
and it was only me communicating through my kids. You see, so I'm sitting here waiting for her to call me and tell me anything. And the case of the matter is, she won't call me. We try to do everything she can to put the kids through school and raise them on her own. And this is natural. This is a normal thing in Kenya. I can communicate with all my kids. So, you know, because this is an African thing to me. I'm waiting to see the outcome of it.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, what will happen. My daughter came, spent a few weeks with us, me and my new wife, and everything was just warm and handy. I mean, dandy. Everybody lived together. Because people consider relative. Your people is an African family can extend to cousins. They don't even call them cousins. They call them brothers and sisters, even,
Oh
even
wow.
if they're
Okay.
cousins. Yeah. So you just see them. Everybody gets along. This is another thing that negates the need for organization or child support court to come into play. These are really handled by family, and most of these issues are not new. They've been happening for hundreds of years, and people know what to do. See,
Mm-hmm.
it's not the same like in the U.S. And then again, the U.S. is turning into big business. I think many of
Well,
people should look up.
not to cut you off, but in the U.S., the court I forgot the court gets a percentage of the child support, the agency or whatever, every month.
The agency gets a lot more than they get a lot more than a percentage because
Okay.
the federal government pays subsidies for these cases. You can the state governments can get money, federal dollars, for doing so many things. You just don't know what they are. And I think I request people to Google. I mean, Google or YouTube, better YouTube. Schaefer was
Okay.
a court worked in the family court, and she blew the whistle.
Mm-hmm.
She blew the whistle very well, and she talks all about how the prosecutors. I don't call them prosecutors, but whatever the prosecutor person for the mother or for the state, their job is to make the guy pay at any cost. They will get rid of records. They will, lie in court. They will do whatever they have to. If the man has got any type of income, he must pay. And if he doesn't have income, they must put him in a situation that if he ever gets income, they will tax onto that, and they will catch on to that income, continue to make his life a misery. The whole object of it is, even if the woman is found guilty, and this is what happened in my case, it still gonna go after the man. Can
Right.
you imagine? So, this is crazy. Now, I was gonna say, in my own personal experience, because I'm telling people that they don't talk about it, but in my personal, I'm sleeping next to my woman, and this woman gets out of bed, goes to the family court, and files against me without me knowing. We working as apartment managers. She's working getting the paycheck. I'm working getting the paycheck. I was like, I couldn't imagine. So I don't know if you know Professor Rahh. Yeah,
Is he in Chris? Is he in LA?
yeah, he's in LA.
I know
And,
Amin Ra. I don't know if he goes by Professor Amin Ra. He's an older cat. He's probably in his 80s now.
Albee State, and he was a councilman in Compton at the time too. He was that Amin Ra name, you can get you in a lot of trouble. But she thought that they would never find an Amin Ra in the books, you know. I don't know. So, and he gave me a call, and I went to him at Compton College, and he told me, brother, they got me with 4. He's telling me this is my first experience with dealing with this child support thing, because it never was in my family anyway. So I'm working 2 jobs and got my own martial arts business, school business. And when she finally had to tell me the truth, I told her, just take care of it, you know, because at that time it was just a misdemeanor. It wasn't even like it is today. It was just a misdemeanor. Went to court. I took my 3 kids with me. Can you imagine? My 3 kids, I'm carrying them in the court. My son was like 2 years old. And I'm like, to show the court, like, I got my kids, you know. That was my thing. I was like, I'm gonna show total proof that the kids is with me.
Right.
To court. So when I got to court, the bailiff told me at 9. I got there at 9 in the morning. When the bailiff told me your case won't be shown until like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I was like, what? So I told the prosecutor.
Did you go to the court off of Hill Street in LA?
26 years ago. I can't even remember.
Okay, all right.
Where it was. But it was a crowded place. I remember that. I was surprised. I thought I'd just walk in and the judge would be sitting there waiting for me. You know, it was nothing like that. They was cooking up cases way back then. I told the guy, look, you got to reschedule me. And this white lawyer guy got so mad. My kid has peed on himself, and you know, so this is how can I stay here with them not eating? So I left, and he gave me a new court date. And when I went to that court, the judge was just ridiculous.
Right.
I had become more informed. I brought all the paperwork, my tax papers, her tax papers, you know, and showing all our jobs, you know. And the judge told me, no, I don't want to see none of that. So when I started explaining it to him, he became even not to say another word. Hold on a second.
Hope you guys are enjoying this. Make sure you guys get the likes up. Make sure you get the likes up. Make sure you share the video as well. And if you're not super chatty, make sure you like and share. And I speak my eyes earlier. Yeah, but make sure you guys like and share the video, especially if you're not super chatting. I hope you guys find the value in this, and you guys are enjoying this conversation.
Hello?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm right here. Go ahead. I hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, so the judge told me not to say another word. Only thing he wants out of my mouth is a number of how much I could pay. So you know, I majored in criminal justice, so I was familiar with courts, and I was like, there was nothing I was going to say. He said you're going to be contempt of court. I was like, where can I go in contempt of court in this court? So he called for a meeting with my lawyer, my appointed-courted lawyer. Back then they had court, and I had a 90-year-old appointed-courted white lawyer. And he went in the back with the judge and came back, and the judge got on the microphone and said, Amin Rahh is a smart man. He's a this or that. And I was like, what? So he gave me a form to sign, and I wrote on the form, I am not a liar. And then I left. And then one of the things I wanted to tell them was that I was to go to Kenya in the next 2 weeks. And I wouldn't be back for 3 months. But he told me if I say another word, I'd be in contempt. That was the way we left the case. I don't know whatever happened was from that time to now, but it was ridiculous because I don't know if it was before then or right after then. I met my ex because we broke up, of course, and she told me that they had cut her off. They had found out that she was guilty and cut her. You know, that she was wrong. I mean, she was taking the money illegally, and they cut her off. Child support. County money. It was for food stamps and public assistance or something like that. I know it was mostly food stamps. And I remember that she showed me that one of the checks was $166, something like that. And I was like, you know, was this really worth it? I mean, you know, her family has a history of being on child support, and my family has absolutely no history of such a thing. So,
Right.
you know, but this is what women have been driven to, and that of course destroyed our family at the end of the day. I tried to overlook it because I was Black conscious at the time.
Right.
That you got to stay together no matter what. This is just one of the hurdles and challenges of the relationship. I look back now, I was young and stupid. As soon as the relationship was done like that, I should have got out. And I remember Boyce Lydell was saying the other day about what was it? He was saying if the woman is out of the game or something like that, or she, the code, yeah. If you got a code that you follow, and if your partner doesn't follow the code, and she breaks the code, then you also have the right to break the code.
Right.
Like that makes
Wes Watkins was saying that. Mm-hmm.
Makes so much sense, and this is brothers are out there paying child support and following these rules because they've been conditioned to believe it's true, and all the brother is becoming is like a little Santa Claus. You come to the child happy, what do you want to do right now? What gift do you need, and you become like a chauffeur. Oh, let me take you to Disneyland. Oh, let me take you to the park. Oh, let me take you here. You see, you have no control over what school your child goes to, what adults they're exposed to.
Mm-hmm.
This is all in control of the parent that the child is living with. Go to your child is going to school. Your wife has picked the school for the child.
Right.
And you go there and you find out that school has a high rate of illiteracy, and you want the child to go to a different school. But the woman doesn't want to take the child out of the school, and she refuses. And yet you're paying money for this child. It's a joke. It's just complete jokes. Your buddy O'Shea, is his name O'Shea?
Correct, O'Shea.
Came up with a video talking about should the brothers pay child support. And I watched a bit of it, and he was saying like, you should pay, but you should leave that child and parent completely alone. Just pay and stay out of their life. For what has happened to us, and we Black people, some of you people are still in the mindset. This is a life. This is not a life. This is a war.
Right.
You losing your communities, you losing the support, you losing your children. You can't have the Black man need to wake up. America is not the greatest country in the world. China surpassed the U.S. economically 4 years ago, in 2014, officially. But I heard Barack Obama saying the greatest country, and I still hear them making videos about the economic powerhouse of you. You ain't. Oh, but I mean, I think last year, because these fools are talking about China is running Africa, and America's China investment had a surge of 359% a year before last. 359% increase from 11 billion to over 50 trillion. I mean, from 11 trillion to over 50. No, yeah, 50 trillion. Is it trillion or billion?
Probably trillion.
It's not trillion because that's not that high. It's 11 billion in 2015-16.
You're talking about the debt,
and then
you're talking about the debt
investment. China investment in America, investment in America. So now the investment is over 50 billion. Mm-hmm. 5 deals with Obama. They building like Oakland, the Oakland Bay Bridge.
Correct.
That bridge was built in China, and then they brought it to the United States.
I didn't know that.
Yes, the new subway system in New York, contracted by Chinese. See, so people are complaining about trying to make up excuses on why they should not choose Africa. Run by the Chinese is exploiting Africa. And America owes more money to China than any other country owes any other, combined with all the other countries in the world. If China stopped its exports today, we said, yeah. So who's controlling who? I want to know.
Right.
These are things that we as black people, because we have been conditioned to see what this thing is as far as and believe that there's a level playing field, or like what Boyce Lydell was saying, you believe there's a code. You believe that the child support judge on the benches can never lie to you, can never cheat you. He's a fair justice guy. And Nancy Schaefer is just telling you the place is ridiculously corrupt. I wonder what when the judge called my attorney in the back, me and everybody in this court is sitting there wondering like what's going on. I wonder what he was asking that guy, because he came out mad talking about, oh, I was a liar, blah blah blah. This is, if they want to strike some deals when they know they don't have a case,
right?
These things go on. These things go on, so we cannot follow the code if the people you're dealing with are not following the code. And black people are always trying to follow the code. That's why you find yourself in the positions that you are in now. So when it happened to me, I had no knowledge about the thing. There was no Google at that time. In fact, I remember asking that old white man, what can I do about this situation? He told me, go to the law library.
Not to cut you off, I want to make a comment real quick. Lola, this is my experience when it comes to child support. The dusty, deadbeat dad Negroes don't pay child support. That's what I've experienced, or that's what I know. Like the dusty, thug, hoodlum, Riri's, okay, don't pay child support. The men that get put on child support usually are the good men, okay? Because you gotta understand, Riri, the dusty hoodlum dude that Bonquisha hooked up with, okay, doesn't have a fucking job. All right, he's in the trap. So there's no way to trace or track where his money is coming from. So he's not put on child support. It's usually the good men that get hit with this bullshit as far as child support and alimony. All right, go ahead, Amara. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I can't agree more. But we must not forget that white people and Mexicans are also victims of this same course.
Yeah, absolutely. No, you're right.
Yeah, so it's not like it's a black thing. It's an American government thing. Mm-hmm. It's the way they do that so many times, and we fall victim to it because we believe that's it, because the news and TV keep repeating it and putting news articles about such and such happened. The news lies. Fox News went to court and they went to court. They lost to a case by two of their employees, and then they went to appeals court, and the appeals court overturned it, saying that the media is a corporate entity, and the corporate entity is just like a person. And since people can lie, the court entity can lie. And this is what's going on today. You can lie in the news. You can, say anything you want and not be held liable for it. It makes like Fox News is like Rush Limbaugh. He can just say anything. No, it's not real news. This is what they decide. And since the company is owned by, Richard Murdoch and a few individuals, and tell their reporters to say whatever they want to say. And this is what it was. This is what that case was about a few years back. That the employees wanted to say. I mean, the reporters wanted to say the truth, and Richard Murdoch and them said no. And then the reporters went out and said the truth anyway, and they were fired. And this is what happened. The media does not have to tell you the truth. So when you look at the media, news on TV, then this is a problem. And then come to child support, all you need to do for a black person to be touched emotionally, for a black man to be touched and made frightened, all he needs to do is get a case, watch a show about some brother that got caught by child support and was in jail. Mm-hmm. And then you automatically feel like that could be me.
So let me put one case in. Let me ask you this. So getting sent to jail because you don't pay child support, paying these ridiculous amounts of child support, getting your passport snatched because you don't pay, because of you fall behind on child support. Is that common for men in Kenya in regards to not being able or being behind on child support?
This thing is only basically in the U.S. It's
Okay.
nothing like that. There's nothing like that that I have seen. I'm a martial art teacher, and I teach. I have like hundreds of black belts and students, and we go around together. You know, we mingle together. We hang out together, and no one has told me about they had this issue. They tell me all type of stories now, but no one tells me the story of that they don't have the kids were sent to FEMA or some shit like that because they refused to pay. It's just not a common thing. It's just not a common thing. There's no child court case. There's no child support court, family court case, a family court in Kenya that I know of. Maybe I'm wrong. Somebody can correct me, but I have not seen it. So therefore, it's not something that is a big thing. And you won't find any of that type of talk coming on the talk shows in Kenya or on the television shows. So there was a lady. She's a very famous talk show host on radio. Carolyn Motuku, I think her name is, and she had made a little Facebook show. You can look her up on Facebook. And she was saying that, the one thing that there's a rule in journalism that you don't talk about people's family.
Mm-hmm.
There was a politician that did this, and they really threw him into the coal mine because he was talking about somebody else's wife. And I thought it was shocking when I heard him talk, and it was shocking to me because nobody really does that. So talking about family things is off limits. But you see, the media in the United States uses these type of things to put the fear of God in men, and then they think they have to pay. And then after a generation, because it's been like 2-3 generations that's gone through this since I've left the United States, and the third generation just believes it's normal.
Right.
That the government can just step into your relationship and tell you that you should have been with this chick or you got a responsibility for this kid. No. They talk about this kid is your blood. That don't mean nothing. I got my same blood standing next to me. If I never knew them, never met them, that person could be a criminal, and I'm not a criminal. That person could be a real great dancer. Okay, I'm a good dancer, but you can have talents, and not. Blood doesn't have anything to do with that. If you don't have, you are in control of the raising of your child, then you are not a father. It's so clear and obvious, but the government is all around. Yeah, you cannot consider yourself, this is my daughter, and the daughter don't live with you. And the woman makes all the choices for the kid. You just paid some money. You think that they still take your rights from you in court, whether you pay or don't pay. So, and this is what the brothers are feeling. So when the court comes and you start paying the bill, and then the court comes around and tells you to pay more because you got another job, and you feel like, what? It's because you're stupid to believe that this thing was something like it's going to be fair for you. It's not fair. It's not even real. That are out there now because of the deadbeat dad stigma that are coming out saying that I pay for my child support, I pay for my kid. No, can you listen to yourself? I pay for my kid? What is that? Huh? This generation that's here now. If you step back to 2 generations before, they're finished now. Right now they're finishing paying child support. Mm-hmm. Their relationship with their children now that the children is 18. Huh? Your time for raising a child is over by the time the child is 13, 14 years old. Your time for raising a child is basically over. To do left and right, he just needs somebody to house him and feed him until he can get out of school, and then he's off on his own. So if you got like 7 years, for those 7 years, you just coming to see them every once or 2 weeks, like my dad was doing with me. He don't know me. And when you come to that child, if you paid for child support for so many years, you tell that child, come stay with me now. The child tells you, no, they don't know you. You don't know what they've been taught and what they've been told and not around you. So brothers need to see this. You at war. There's not no even playing ground. This lies. Go watch the video by Nancy Schaefer, and then come back and tell me that that woman is lying. When you watch it, you say, "I knew it all along," and you knew it all along. Media's portrayal of this whole situation, you have to pick a side. You either the deadbeat dad side or you the good father paying side. Huh? And
Hey,
the laws, the lines are not drawn that straight.
let me ask you this, Rahh. Brought up dowry. Dowry. I'm sorry, dowry. Now you're saying you can get married in Kenya and have kids and not have to pay dowry in advance. Is that what you're saying?
No, okay. The dowry is going away now.
Okay.
It's not like it was before 20, 30 years ago. But it's still got a good hold on a lot of people. Like a lot of my close friends, they pay. I have to pay. So it's not like something that's going to go away. I have tried it without having to pay, using my American understanding and, and saying, why should I pay? ABCD, you see, but it just caused a lot. It didn't help matters when my wife and I started having problems. Family was nowhere for my side. See, it just changed. They went like that. She goes home to them, and then they keep her.
Mm-hmm.
You see, if I would have paid dowry when she went to their house, they were obligated to kick her out, tell her to go back to her man.
Right.
And so I learned a valuable lesson from that. That if a brother gets a good woman, better pay.
Right.
Just pay. Shut up and pay. If you Black American, you come in, you get a woman and she got a family, big family or whatever, you're supposed to pay for me dowry. Shut up and pay. That's my best advice.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
a lot of brothers need to hear that. Yeah, so let's see if we got any question in the chat. Everybody, thank you. Thank you so much thank you everybody for joining us this morning. Appreciate Amir Rahh as far as dropping giving the information that he's giving. Hopefully you guys find value in it. Make sure you guys like and share and subscribe if you haven't. Thank you to people who have super chatted this morning. Doug and the good brother, let me get to you. The good brother Excalibur, thank you so much for super chatting. Also, to you guys, the Patreon is up, so please subscribe to the Patreon as well. If you have already subscribed to the Patreon, your gifts will be sent out either the first or second week of February. So I just want to let you guys know. So thank you so much. Amir Rahh, is there and me and Amir Rahh are gonna come back on hopefully in a couple hours. My son is on his way over here, and I got to get him settled, and then we'll come on and we're gonna build on something else. Is there anything else, Amir Rahh, that you wanted to cover real quick in regards to the subject matter at hand? But pretty much the child support system in Africa or in Kenya specifically is no way as detrimental to men and exploits men the way it does in the U.S. That's what you're saying, basically, overall.
I'm basically saying that the child support system, the tax system, the justice system, all these systems are designed to yank the money out of your pockets.
Okay.
And the Black man cannot afford to be economically held down the way he's doing it. And now he's screaming the most because he's the most one underwater. Economically defeated with only less than 1% of America's wealth. And this is very important. It means something. You can't go to friends to borrow money. You can't, even if you make it, you don't have people close to you that also have made it. And the system is going down, down, down. And you're just following it. The government is lying to you, and they're still saying that America is the greatest country, which is a complete. America is the Titanic, and the Titanic is sinking. While there's a bunch of brothers over to the side, live band, playing a live band. Be watching the live band, even though the ship is tilting and sinking. And this is what happened. Go to the Titanic, see those people that were sitting there believing that the ship would never sink. Yeah. And right. You hear this a lot, and I'm not talking about it's going to sink into oblivion. I'm saying economically it is going to change as it has been changing. It has already begun. The standard of living in America is going down. The standard of living of the Chinese is going. You tell me now. Eventually, what's going to happen? Well, you're going to have the lifestyle that the Chinese led 50 years ago is what lifestyle Americans are living now. And black people is at the bottom of the list. And all these things, all these functions are what is creating this uninhabitable condition. You must, you're born on this earth and your job is to raise those children so that they can come of age and take care of you. This is a family unit. This is what's supposed to happen. When you get older, your kids are supposed to take care of you. They're your number one investment. But you see, the government and its brilliant think tanks have found a way to sabotage that out in cold. So many brothers are living in like one room apartments, and you're not doing your function as a man. Maybe you're going to work like a slave and coming home, you can't go nowhere because you don't have enough money. You're in debt, so you're chained to where you are. And if this is your case, which is the case for many of us, most of us, is your only solution.
Wow. I appreciate that, Amaran. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. And let people know where they can contact you. And also, I know you got your other projects you're working on. Go ahead and shout that out before we check out.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I have a digital education program called CC Gate. You can visit at cc-gate.com. And right now, presently, we're at the marketing stage. And I'm a great developer and coder, but I need someone to help me with the marketing. So if there's a marketing professional, black conscious marketing professional in the U.S. and Africa, come and we can make millions. Otherwise, I'm mainly on Facebook, and that's where you can get me. I'm in Rahh. We have a group called the Black Man's Guide to Moving to Africa. This is where we do most of our hanging out on social media, not on Twitter, not on Instagram.
Okay. And then also too, and it's crazy because what the child support and alimony system is doing, it's causing men to say, forget it, I'm not dealing with women at all. It's called men going their own way. Or they're starting to look for options outside of America. And what women have to understand, like, this doesn't help you guys.
No, yeah, black women, they don't get it yet. And God bless them, they're going to look back and realize. But the way the black woman is made, she's also being conditioned to do these things. Have you seen how hostile that can be? Yes. You can see like a woman that you had a girlfriend and she was very timid and nice, but all of a sudden now you look at her, she just turned completely hostile. This is the brainwashing effect. I don't have to do what you say. I have to get the last word every time. You see, these things are brainwashed. Now you go to Africa and you find an African woman that is nothing like that. Can you imagine? Have women that argue with you. Can you imagine? And like my wife, she doesn't know how to curse. She don't know fuck, black, bullshit, but she don't know these words. So even when we're having a heated debate, I laugh when she's mad because she's thinking she's really tearing into me, and right. I'm laughing because she can't get as vicious as she can get. You see. And like I said, you don't have that type of problem. The main problem with the modern African woman is, do he have the capacity to take care of me? And is he presentable to my family as somebody that I should be proud of at holding his hand? And that's the case. Her job is to take care of you. And this is how the African woman is what you're missing. That's why another reason why I'm telling you, Africa, for the black man in his early 30s, late 20s, early 30s, going in the 40s, you're wasting your life in America. You got one tragedy after the other. You need to run to Africa like you're on the Titanic. Yeah, because one day you'll get a letter in the mail. You'll get a letter in the mail and it's going to say you trapped. Discredit dad, this child support, this link, this justice system, this things that are going to trap you. You should get away from it. Many brothers is moving to Africa and then they falling into incognito because they had to run away because they fell victim and realized they can't get away from the system. The system got too many holes on them. You know, I had to be for my children. Yeah, that's jokes, man. Your child, that child, when the child is grown, that's it. And they ain't gonna have the 20 minutes that they spent with you during all them years you got to visit right compared to the rest of their hours with their other parent. It's not going to afford you for them to be close to you when they become adults. Great relationship because you paid the money and you did all the right things, but that child at the end of the day is going to look at you like a stranger. And it only takes one case for a Christmas to come, and you ask the child to come, and the child says, "No, Daddy, Mom is giving a party with her new boyfriend, and I have to be there." You look in the mirror like, what a fucking fool I have been. You see? Pay all that money, and you can't go to court to make them force her to come to spend the holiday with you.
Hey, I'm Rahh. O'Shea is in the chat room. O'Shea, appreciate the shout out. Your boy O'Shea.
That guy. That guy. I want to talk to O'Shea. That guy, and he's always talking sly negative things about Africa. I'll be watching you, man.
No, he's changing. O'Shea's changing.
He's changing, but I remember the other day
respect for Africa now.
He was talking about something African, the lifestyle. I can't remember now. And I was watching him, and I was like, I'm trying to get with the brother, but brother, you please, you is your only solution, not Poland. It's Africa. College white girls, they stinking up the place and bad hair follicles. You know what I'm talking about. But when you come to Africa, 100% sunshine and beautiful women. For that business, you find people that are completely trustworthy. And there's somebody for everybody. So I think he needs to, him and Omar Johnson and those guys, they need to stop talking about Africa like they've been there and they really know it, like they've lived there. I'm sorry.
Oh,
2 weeks at visit out Africa, ain't gonna give you you know what I'm talking about. 2 weeks ain't gonna give you no in-depth knowledge or reason to be able to talk about Africa. I've been here 20 years, and every time I hear you say something about Africa, it's like totally wrong. So you need to chill out on that.
Well, he's in medical school in Poland, but he plans on relocating to hopefully Uganda. So he'll be right by you. So, I'm Rahh, you there? Damn, the brother just froze. So, let me give him a couple more minutes or a minute or so to try to come back on. But everybody, thank you so much for the super chats. Thank you so much for coming on. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Make sure you hit the Patreon up, like, share the videos, all that good stuff. Let me see if the brother comes back on. But if not, I mean, that was pretty much it for the stream. Me and him will be back on later on today as well. So we'll go ahead and close out. Donnie Samir, make sure you guys go to Search for Uhuru on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and Facebook. Also go to searchforuhuru.com, go to amazon.com, search your name, Donnie Samir, please buy a book. And also please go to DonnieSamir.com. O'Shea said he was talking shit and African guy zapped his ass. Of course, rated RJ. That's a stupid question. Of course they're nicer. Hell yeah, they are. Fuck yeah. And Doug, thank you so much for the support. Everybody, all my regular people who come and join me, thank you so much for coming. So yeah. But all right, people, till next time, I'll be back on a couple more times today. Peace.